This right here is the most versatile farm in all of Minecraft Bedrock, being able to produce kelp, bone meal, fuel and experience. Here's how to quickly build it. The first thing you want to do is to place down a line out of 4 solid blocks with sticky pistons on top. They should point towards you. In front, you want to dig a trench that is 2 blocks deep. It should be 4 blocks long like this. Now in this hole, you want to place another line out of sticky pistons, this time pointing upwards. On top you can place some sand. As the next step, you want to place 4 solid blocks in these positions and also sand on top. Should be aligned with the sticky pistons so they can pick them up later. As the next step, you want to place another line of blocks in front of the sand right here and also behind the sticky pistons. Then place 3 blocks in this pattern, so you have a T shape, and you want to break the middle block. You want to replace that block with a redstone repeater that points into this direction, and also you want to click it one time, so this redstone torch right here is in the second position. Then go ahead and place some redstone dust in this position, and also a redstone torch at the backside, and this should give you a redstone clock. You want to take a lever and place it at the backside and flick it off so the redstone clock stops. Next, jump on top of here and also place redstone dust on top of these 4 blocks to connect all 4 sticky pistons to our redstone system. If you now activate the lever right here, then all 4 pistons should extend. Now at the same time, we also want to connect the 4 sticky pistons that are beneath the sand right here. And in order to do this, you want to go to this position, turn around and place a redstone repeater that you want to click one time. Should be right in this position. And then you want to place redstone dust in these 3 locations. Now you want to dig down right here and also remove these 2 blocks right here and these 2. So you are right next to these sticky pistons. You want to dig out a tunnel so you're right at the last sticky piston, so the 4th one. And then just connect all 4 sticky pistons with redstone dust to our redstone system, and as you can see, they also extend. And then you just want to replace the block that you broke right here. We continue our build with a redstone torch in this position, so right next to the sticky piston right here, and 2 observers on top of that redstone torch. The arrow at the side should point upwards. Next, what you want to do is to grab a solid block and place it on top of the redstone output of the observer. Then place a line of solid blocks on top of our sticky pistons, add a second layer to that, and the third layer should be out of pistons that point into this direction right here. Then you want to continue with another line of sand in these 4 positions and a solid block line in front. At this point, you want to make sure that you have a block in this position and also 1 block behind every of these regular pistons. On top of our regular pistons, we're gonna place some redstone dust and also on top of this block to connect all the 4 pistons to our redstone system. Then grab some solid blocks again and we're gonna add some walls to this farm. In order to do this, place 3 solid blocks right here and add 3 more layers to that for a total of 4 blocks. Then you want to do the same thing at the other side. So 3 blocks right here and then add 3 more layers to have a solid wall. In between of our 2 walls, we're gonna add some stairs in these 4 positions. And in front of each of these stairs, you want to place a sign. After we got a first line of signs, you want to add a second line of signs in these positions. In order to place another sign on top of the first one, you're gonna have to crouch down. Now of course, we also want to collect all of the kelp that is harvested in this farm later. We're gonna add some hoppers in these 4 positions. And on top of the 4 hoppers, you want to place some glass panes looking like this. And then you can already go ahead and create an infinite source of water looking like this, so that you have enough water to fill in all the water sources for this farm. You want to waterlog all of these 4 stairs. Then you want to waterlog all of these 4 pistons. And there it becomes very important that you surrounded everything with blocks so no water can drip out. And then you also want to place 1 source of water on top of all the 4 sand blocks right here. This is our water system set up, and now you can go ahead and plant all the kelp. Now you just have to remove the infinite source of water if you want to, and our farm is fully set up. Now if you go ahead and flick on this lever, you can test the system, and as you can see, this is what should happen. So all the kelp is harvested and will end up being in the hoppers. So the basic farm is set up. But now let me show you how to get all the resources that I mentioned out of this single farm. Now of course, if you want to use this farm as a plain kelp source, what you have to do is just to remove these 4 blocks and replace them with double chests. If you turn on the farm, then all the kelp will end up being in our double chests and you already have a good collection system. But what if you want to use this farm as a quite insane bone meal farm? Well, in order to do this, what you have to do is to place a chest in this position. You can also place a double chest if you plan to run this farm longer. Then what you want to do is to place 4 hoppers and all of them should be funneling into the chest right here or into the hopper that is in front of them, of course. Then you want to break the blocks that are in between the hoppers and replace them with composters. And our farm is already set up. This will turn all the kelp automatically into bone meal. Well, as you can see, all the composters are automatically filled up and all the bone meal that is harvested will automatically end up being in the double chest right here. Now last but not least, let's turn this kelp farm into a fuel and experience farm. So if you want to get XP all dried kelp blocks, what you have to do is to place a double chest in this position again. This time you also have to place hoppers in these 4 positions that funnel into the chest. But now after you broke the 4 blocks right here, you want to replace them with smokers. Also, you want to place 1 lever in front of all of these 4 hoppers. Now you will need to put some fuel into the smokers beforehand to activate the farm. But as mentioned, this farm will generate fuel itself, so therefore you don't have to refuel. Now in this case I used some lava buckets because they're easy to get in my opinion, but you can also use wood or coal or whatever you want basically. Now if we turn on the farm, what happens is very simple. All the kelp that is farmed will be dried in our smokers right here. Now after just a few seconds you will already have more than enough dried kelp to craft dried kelp blocks. I recommend having a crafting table nearby, so just take out all the dried kelp and turn it into dried kelp blocks. Then you can simply go ahead and put the dried kelp blocks into the smokers, and of course while using the farm you want to make sure that the smokers will never run out of dried kelp blocks as fuel. Now this is the fuel part of the farm, but how to use this as an experience farm? Well, in order to do this, you have to let this farm run for a few hours. This will give you the most experience, but of course you will also get experience if you just collect the XP after a few minutes of farming. But in order to do this, what you want to do is to flick these 4 levers in front of the hoppers. This will lock the hoppers, and now whenever an item is dried, it will stay in the slot of the smoker. Then you just have to take it out, and as you can see, it got me some experience. Now I let this farm run for only 2 minutes or so. If you let this farm run for hours, then you will easily get to level 30. And remember, you can use this farm AFK, so you don't have to do anything and the XP will build up by itself in the smokers. However, if you want to be on the safer side, stay in a 64 block radius to the farm or turn off the farm whenever you leave that radius, because sometimes the sand might fall down. This is because the farm itself is somewhat glitchy, but if you follow my instructions, then this won't happen to you. At this point, I hope the farm helps you in your survival world. If it does, please don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate every kind of support that I get, and then I hope to see you again in the next video. See ya!